Okay, so hi guys, it's Tina here. I thought the easiest way to go about this would be to make a quick little video about the days 29 to 42. A few of you are coming up to it, and I thought that it probably is timely if I were explain it all now, and then if I don't get a chance to actually chat to you, then I can send you this quick little video and you can see for yourself what you need to do. Now these few days can get quite a little bit tricky because you do actually need to watch the program quite closely to know what days you're doing what on. But this is an important part of the program. So if you are wanting to repeat the program again for another 7 weeks, you need to add this food in over these next 2 weeks to get your body in a state of readiness to start over. So by adding the food in over these next 2 days, it helps our bodies to get used to your current new weight, where you're currently sitting at. For some of you, you may continue to lose a little bit of weight as you do these next couple of weeks. And for others, your weight will stabilize and may fluctuate a little bit between maybe 100 grams to a kilo up and down. So the weight loss may continue. For some it does, for most it does, but for some it will actually just stabilize a little bit, but that's fine too. So what you're going to do from day 29, which is generally a Monday, after your protein day, so you continue to have your Mondays as protein days only, then from day 29 to 42, you add food in slowly across these 2 weeks. So on days 29 to 31, so you will add double. As you can see here on the screen, you'll double your breakfast protein and increase your fruit or grain to 1.5 serves. Okay, so instead of having 1 egg, you get to have 2 eggs, for instance, if you've been having eggs. And then you also get to increase your fruit or grain to 1.5. So if you've been having, say, an egg on toast for breakfast, you get to have 2 eggs on 1.5 bits of toast, or whatever is equivalent to the protein and grain or fruit that you've been having. Does that make sense? You also get to increase your lunch and dinner protein from 1 serve to 1.5 serves. So you'll get to have, instead of having 100 grams of protein at lunch and at dinner, you'll now get to have 1.5 serves of protein for lunch and dinner for days 29, 30, and 31. Okay, so that's basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so does that make sense? If you have any questions when you're looking through this, please feel free to shoot me a note or shoot me a message, and I'm happy to hook up or connect with you or answer any questions over Messenger. That's fine. Now, going on from that, so days 32 to 35, so that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So for the rest of that first week, you then have to also increase your lunch and dinner protein from 1.5 to 2. So from Thursday of this particular week, you'll have lunch protein will be 2 serves and your dinner protein will be 2 serves. So basically, instead of having 100 grams of tuna, salmon, fish, ham, chicken, whatever, you get to have 200 grams. Okay, so whatever the protein you're having, you get to have twice as much. Okay. Now, some people will say to me over this time, this is a lot of food and I can't eat it all. Now, that's fine. Okay. If you can't eat it all, if you're actually feeling really full and you couldn't possibly eat it, then don't. Because when we eat more than what we need, then that is when we actually can gain the weight. Okay. So you need to eat until you are satisfied, but not stuffed. Does that make sense? So yeah, if you need to leave it, that's fine. But just make sure that you're still getting the vegetables and the fruit as per the other days. So you still need to have your cup of greens, your veg serve, and your fruit serve at each of these meals. Okay, but if you're finding that this extra protein is making you feel fuller and you're feeling really stuffed at meal times, then leave it. Okay, I don't want you to overeat. So then from days 36 to 42, so then for the last week of the program, week 7, you'll be adding a grain at lunch and at dinner, as you can see down here. Okay, so at lunchtime, you have previously just been having a protein with a salad, veg, greens, and a fruit. So you now get to add a grain. So you can add wrap, we can add some bread, but it's just 1 serve. Okay, so just check that out with whatever it is you're going to have. You can have rice even if you wanted to. Just check the quantity that you're having, the serving size, and make sure that you weigh it and continue to track the carbs on that. Okay. So that's a grain at lunch and at dinner. So you can add your rice back in at dinner, or you could have maybe some pasta at dinner if you wish. But again, look at the serving size, make sure you're weighing it and measuring it and counting it into your daily carbs, okay, when you're planning it out. Okay, so this is how your last 2 weeks of this program are going to look. You get to slowly add more food in. If you're feeling too full on this, then don't eat it all, obviously, because I don't want you to be stuffed. I want you to be satisfied but not stuffed. Now you'll see that down the very bottom here, continue to drink your water as well, and continue to wait an hour between snacks. But you will see down here that your minimum requirement of steps for these last 2 weeks is only 10,000. Now, for some of you, 10,000 will be too few, and that you may find that if you do that, plus eating all this extra food, you'll actually potentially start to gain weight. All right, so just keep an eye on that. For some of you, I've noticed, and I'm sure you have, that you need to hit at least 12,000 steps each day to have that continued weight loss. Some of you, it's been a little bit higher, but for many, it's around 12, all right? 10,000 steps is what the minimum requirement is for general well-being. So if you're looking for weight loss, I do suggest that you do keep those steps up a little bit higher. And you'll also see that down here that your carb limit is up to 80 to 110 grams. Again, roughly around the 90 grams of carbs, 85 to 90, but let's just see how that goes for each of you individually. I'll continue to work with you on an individual basis around that one, as some of you may find that too much is not good, and you may need to be down around the 80. But again, we'll work through that individually, one-on-one, but that's what it is. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions after you've had a look through this, let me know, as I'd be happy to clarify again further. But if not, good luck for the next 2 weeks. I look forward to seeing the results and hopefully having some of you back again on another cycle. Thanks.